So we're outside the U.S. Embassy, the old U.S. Embassy in, where is it, Meerlem? The
Bonn
area of
Melem,
Meerlem. And I'm with
yes.
Matthias Ohm, who's one of the co-founders of the Bonn chapter of the Greeters network. Let's just walk out, as it's not raining at the moment, we'll just walk out from underneath this area here. Over in the background, you can spin round. There's Marissa. Hi, Marissa, the other co-founder of the Bonn chapter of the Greeters organization. Tell us a little bit more about Bonn Greeters, what it means and who it's for.
Well, the Bonn Greeters are Bonn citizens who are who founded an association to greet visitors to Bonn, not as a commercial entity, but as citizens' activity to welcome and to show off the best of Bonn. And not the official Bonn, but the stories the citizens experienced themselves over the years in Bonn, how they discovered the best places, cafes, shops, everything they like.
And that's the nicest part of it for me, is it's personal stories of Bonn and not the classic rundown of Beethoven, Siebengebirge, and everything else that you usually see listed in the tourist guides for Bonn. You've been running for a number of months. How many people are yet now involved with Bonn
We
Greeters?
actually reached 40 volunteers who have come forward to take part in this adventure. Yes, it's quite a number.
And multilingual, all from different, well, not all Bonners, let's say that.
Well, they say only a quarter of Bonners are actually born in Bonn. Most of the people came to Bonn over the last 40 years.
Yeah, which would be a good segue to this building here, which is the old U.S. Embassy of Bonn, which played a huge role between, well, after the Second World War and up to. Well, you're the expert. Tell us more about it.
Well, we are
Let's
here.
walk out a little bit here.
Yes.
I've got a feeling it's going to rain in a minute, so you'll get live 360 rain in a minute. If you look up, you'll see the clouds above, and Marissa's just going to run to the car and get the umbrella.
Yeah, so
Unfortunately, we can't go in, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone comes out and asks us what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
But tell us a bit about the old embassy.
Well, it was from what we know, the largest embassy in Western Europe. At the time, there were more than 1,400 employees here. We believe there were many spies stationed here because this was the nearest embassy to the Eastern Bloc. And they were not just monitoring Germany, but also the Eastern Bloc countries. And it became important to me when I started my business, sending young people from Bonn and from Germany on cultural exchange programs. So I made an appointment with the cultural attaché here at the embassy, and because I was a local, they said, "Oh, you're just down the road. Yeah, come over for coffee." Very open and friendly, and so I came here, and they did help me a lot in learning more about cultural programs, exchange program opportunities in the US, and so this was the first contact I made with an embassy in Bonn, followed by a few more. And so, yeah, that's my personal history relating to this American embassy.
I'm sure there's a lot of other people around that have got histories. I actually found a New York Times article from 1999. I hope I can just quickly download it, because there's a nice quote in it. Here we go. 1999, they were just closing it down after nearly 50 years of operation. I think 1951. I did my Wikipedia research, by the way,
Very good,
before.
very good.
You're the expert, but I've done the Wikipedia
Very good.
research. Let me quickly. Oh my goodness! So they were talking about moving all the high security classified documents, and there was one guy who went with every truck to Berlin during that period, and he said it was a 10-hour journey because they had to stop every 2 hours. A 10-hour journey. He said he did it 10 times, so that was pretty interesting. They talked about the community around this as well. There was effectively a little America built, not here, but in
it's
towards...
about 4 kilometers towards Bonn. We are south of Bonn here. I guess this was the largest piece of land they could buy in 1950 to build this embassy. But so the Canadian quarters, Little America, is about 4 kilometers towards Bonn, and it's the main street is Kennedy Allee. They built an American church in the original style, which is now under historic conservation, and it was given by I think Mr. Carter, the president, former president, as a gift to the city of Bonn, who said very nice. Thank you very much, but they then got stuck with the renovation cost of that church.
As a sly move from the Americans.
But they built a cinema, a supermarket, a swimming pool, an American club. Everything was there, so the diplomats would not feel too far away from home.
Yeah. And now it's all residential area. I think some of the old softball pitch, I think, is still there. Is it? The old softball.
Yes, I believe so.
Sorry, baseball.
Yes.
One of the quotes from one of the guys, Michael Jansen, who worked there and was a long-time resident. He said he would miss the early bird swimming at the club and the softball games at the weekend.
Well, they even had a burger restaurant. They had a lovely restaurant, as well as an open outside swimming pool, inside swimming pool, sauna, everything for the embassy staff.
Yeah.
You were a member of the club, right?
And if you had 2 references, then you could become a member as well, as a non-American, non-diplomatic.
Or maybe we can get some of that on video one day if it's not too confidential. Listen, for those watching, this is a kind of a pilot video. We want to try and do this with some of our Bonn greeters. Go to different locations in Bonn and try and pull out their story and try and put it in a 360 video format, because we think this is quite interesting, both for Bonn greeters and for tourism in general in Bonn. So go to bonngreeters.org. Is it Bonn-Greeters or Bonn?
Bonn-Greeters.org.
To find out more about the Bonn Greeters. If you're visiting Bonn or looking to visit Bonn, contact Bonn Greeters to try and get yourself a tour organised. I can guarantee it'll be worthwhile. It's all free. You might have to maybe chip in for a cup of tea at the end, but it's a great organisation. I encourage you to support it. And I wish Bonn Greeters all the best for the next years. Let's see if we can do some of this to really build it up and
Thank
make
you,
it
Steve.
one of the leading tourism organisations in Bonn, right?
Yes,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Matthias. Thank you, Marissa, for covering the clouds for us.
You're welcome.